Let's have a look at how to apply for a student visa. Please note that I am using the guidelines that are on the University of Technology Mauritius. This is my university. This is where I'm currently studying. I think the guidelines are the same for all universities, but you can also double check on your end. If you applied to a different university, please do check their website for instructions for applying for student visa, but I think they are the same. So let's have a look at how you're going to apply for student visa. I went through this process. I submitted this document. So when I explain to you, I know what is required. First of all, for you to apply for student visa, you should have been given a letter, a letter of admission. You should have been admitted at one of the institutions or one of the universities. You will notice that they say students acceptance of offer. Students accept by paying the deposit stated as per the offer letter. If you are applying for the scholarship, then you don't need to worry about the deposit. What you need to do is to inform the university that you are applying for the scholarship so that they don't expect you to pay the deposit. Then these are the required documents for you to apply for the student visa. There is an application form that you have to fill, form to enter Mauritius. You have to download the form at the passport at this website. Go and download the form there so that you can fill out the form. You need two recent passport size photographs, copy of the data pages of the passport of the applicant. When you are making your copy, it should show that page with information where there's your photo and details about your passport. You need your letter of offer from the university, and then sponsor letter from parents. In this case, you will need the scholarship letter. If you have received the scholarship letter, this is the letter that you submit. Evidence of funds to meet cost of training from applicant sponsor to prove that the application has access to sufficient funds to cover all the expenses associated with. Here, I think this is when you are self-funded. In your case, since you are under the scholarship, you can it, this will be covered by the letter. Accommodation letter, by now you should have secured accommodation. You should either have a contract or a letter from the landlord confirming your accommodation. In the case of a minor, a consent form. I think this is probably for undergraduate. I'm assuming since you're applying for masters or PhD, you are not a minor. So these are the documents that you need to prepare. Know that you also have to do some medical tests. I did some medical tests when I was applying for this visa while I was in my country in Botswana as part of the requirements for the visa. And then when you arrive in Mauritius, you are given about 2 weeks to redo the test now in Mauritius. So you have to do the test twice in your country and also when you arrive in Mauritius. I think they want to verify your results. You can do them at a public hospital, sorry, not university. But if you want faster results and you have the financial means, you can do them at a private hospital. And then let's see the steps of the visa. There's step one. Step one, the university will send your documents to the PIO. We call it PIO, it's Passport and Immigration Officer. And that is where your application will be processed. Once you are successful, they'll give you a temporary visa that allows you to enter Mauritius for only 3 months. And when you arrive in Mauritius, you have to complete the medical test, submit some other documents so that you can be given the long-term visa. So this is just a temporary visa pending the medical test that you need to do here in Mauritius. That is your step 1. And then step 2, I've already explained that you'll be given a provisional visa if you'll be given a temporary visa that allows you to enter Mauritius if you are successful at the PIO. This is the step 2. Valid travel document, that is your passport, return passage ticket. I think this depends on the country. I think some countries require you to have a return ticket, but in my case, when I came from Botswana to Mauritius, I did not book a return ticket. I just booked one-way ticket, and I was refunded for that one-way ticket. And you should have some funds to cover you when you arrive in Mauritius. Some things will not be ready. You have to do them, like open a bank account and then send your banking details to the ministry so that they can start crediting your allowance. That might take a while. Even your long-term visa, you still have to do some medicals and then wait for the visa to be out. That may take a while. So you do need some funds to take care of yourself while you are waiting for you to be set up with the stipend. And then step 3, once the entry visa is received by UTM in this case, or by your university, they will scan the copy and they'll send you the copy of the temporary student visa so that you are able to travel and enter Mauritius. These are the 3 steps that you are going to go through for your visa. Here's the information about the medical test. Medical test in Mauritius, the student is also requested to produce to the PIO within 1 month of arrival some tests. And these are the tests that you need to do when you arrive in Mauritius. And then duration of visa, once the PIO receive your results, then you will be given the long-term visa for your studies. So basically, that's how you apply for your visa. Remember, this step is for when you have your admission letter from the university, you have the scholarship letter, you have secured your accommodation, and that is when you can proceed with this step. In the next video, I'll talk about experiences of studying in Mauritius as an international student. So look out for that video. Thank you. Bye.